This is Andrew.
Hi.
And this is Norbert the Firetruck.
This is a Toyota HiAce imported from Japan, where it spent the first years of its life as an actual fire truck.
This truck, our specific truck, came from the Sasayama Fire Brigade in Sasayama.
While this may seem like an unusual choice for backcountry exploring, it's actually remarkably well suited to getting out on the trails. Equipped with four-wheel drive, complete with very low dual-range gearing, it crawls up just about anything with ease. It's got respectable ground clearance as is, though Andrew expects to put a lift on it at some point. The approach angle is excellent, and the visibility of the trail and terrain from the cab-over driving position is unbelievably good. This HiAce is powered by a 4-cylinder diesel engine which generates about 80 horsepower. It won't be winning any races, but with its low-range gearing, it climbs these steep, soft inclines with far greater ease than my Subaru, which would require a certain amount of speed and momentum. It is a teeny tiny little truck, so there's not a huge amount of metal for that engine to move. That also makes it ideal for exploring the narrow, overgrown trails that are common here in the Pacific Northwest. Plus, the small size, coupled with that diesel engine, is a fuel-efficient combination. There's also a very nifty hidden off-road feature I never would have guessed this truck would be equipped with.
It actually has an internal snorkel.
No way.
So this knob over here, the one that's labeled EAI, that stands for engine air intake. So you'll hear a change in the sound. So this shifts the air intake from the front grille to the inside cabin. If you have a water crossing situation or very dusty situation, pull that knob and the engine's pulling all its air from the inside. You just need to crack a window so you don't create a vacuum on the inside.
Oh, that's so clever.
Yeah.
For as small as this truck looks on the outside, it's surprisingly roomy on the inside, with a 4-door crew cab and spacious back seat for human or canine passengers or all kinds of gear. But what I think truly makes this little truck an intriguing choice is the sort of ready-to-build blank slate in the back. The rear bed area is not huge, but the possibilities are endless here. Andrew is still early in the process, but has some interesting ideas for how to evolve the build. Having simply walled in the existing framework, he's already able to get out into the backcountry and use it as sleeping quarters.
We took off all that fire service, well, a lot of the fire service equipment. And then this summer, so that we could have a camping setup a little bit easier, I kind of built the makeshift box around it to seal it in a little bit for privacy.
So what is that? Looks like about a 5-foot bed, or?
So from the back of the bed to this edge here is a 6-foot.
Oh, really?
It's the cab over.
Oh.
It doesn't look like it,
No
but
kidding.
It's a 6-foot full bed.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, our bed, I mean, it sits right there. Mattress pad in there and everything. And we put up some lights for when we're taking it out camping.
So what about this aluminum? That's, I assume that's stuff that you added to make a roof rack of some sort.
Yeah, so this is specifically, it's 80/20 brand aluminum extrusion. So that, it's like any other aluminum extrusion. You've got T-channels all around. So everything in red was original on here. So I added these rails down the length and then the crossbars over the top for mounting. So, you know, initial setup, this was kind of get us going for our camping setup for the summer 2019. And that allowed us to run the rooftop box to basically throw all the gear so that we could keep the bed as open as possible. That LEDs inside the T-channel of the bar.
Nice.
There's my third brake light there. Then turns went up into the bar as well. So those are my turns, and then these are actually my reverse lights now.
Okay.
As the truck was built for use in Japan, it is right-hand drive.
So what's it like driving a right-hand drive in a left-hand drive world?
So there are a couple things that go along with it. Overall, it's really not that hard to get used to. Kind of instead of lining up with your center line of the road, you line up with a white line on the outside in terms of staying in your lane and staying centered. That part really was not too bad to get used to. It is a manual 5-speed. So that...
Oh, you had to learn to shift with the other hand.
Learn to shift with the other hand. The tree pattern is still the same. So it's still up and to the left for first gear.
So that doesn't reverse. That stays the same. And the clutch is still your left foot?
Clutch is still left. Brake and gas still right hand. The thing I had the most trouble with, and I've talked to a few people since, and it seems like it's common, turn signal versus windshield wipers. Opposite sides.
Oh.
So, for a solid week, I turned my windshield wipers on every time I went to take a turn. So that was one of the hardest things to get used to, really. Other than that, getting used to, you know, the speed of kilometers on the dashboard versus miles per hour. I did, you know, some cheat sheet stickers there to get me through the first couple weeks before I really understood.
What about if you're behind someone slow and you need to pass?
Sure. So with a grand total of about 80 horsepower, passing isn't usually a big concern for me. But yeah, it is very hard to see around the vehicle in front of me for a passing situation. So generally I don't pass.
Where is it's like comfortable like cruising speed when you're on the highway or freeway?
Usually, I mean, it's really happy right around 100 kilometers, which is 62.5 miles an hour. Diesel fuel has been great for us so far. It's been really pretty easy to find everywhere. It's actually one of the reasons I liked the diesel for this truck, besides the low-end torque and the other things that come along with diesel power in general. Was the global availability of diesel fuel. So
this is run the same diesel as like a big rig?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll take, you know, your standard diesel fuel. So really, we could put this in a shipping container, go to different countries and be just fine.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was a really nice. Another thing is it actually fits very easily in a shipping container.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the considerations we're keeping in mind with the height of the vehicle going forward.
Oh yeah.
Is making sure that it still stays low enough that it's easily loadable in a shipping container. Although the idea of putting it on a boat again does make me very nervous. We worked with Van Life Northwest. We have their sticker on the front there. Their shop up in Portland that actually handles all the import for you. But after about 2 months, we got a call that said they had one. They're sending us pictures. It was a 7-month process in all. So it was about a month and a half for them to find it, and then the rest of that 7 months was waiting for it, ship over on the boat. And then they did a full tune-up of the engine mechanics, just gave it a look, made sure everything was sound. They get everything registered coming in as it comes into the States, as they take it from the shipping yard back to their shop. We just sign the title, take it to the DMV, get it registered under our own names, and it's set. There were about 8,700 miles. Initially.
Oh man, so it was practically new.
Yeah.
What year is it?
It's a 1992.
92, okay.
So it has to be 25 years old to import it without any restrictions.
Right.
So basically it's a 27-year-old brand new, nearly new vehicle.
In case you were wondering, no, this is not the JDM Firetruck that made a brief appearance in one of my earlier videos. As it happens, my neighbor has one of these too. We may get out on a trail together one day as well.